You guys know what time it is. Another week, another episode of Made in Abyss, and damn it was this show.
Everything I wanted
This
it to
episode was... Last week we were saying, this is what we wanted.
I wanted another episode of Before Times.
We basically got every answer we wanted about the origins of the village and the travelers. It was everything we wanted.
How they became what they were.
And
what they live in.
My God. The answers were like...
everything.
So we were wrong.
I was going to say real quick, though. I know you guys keep coming back to watch our videos. Just make sure you like and subscribe. Definitely helps us out. Yeah. We want more people to see what we can do. If you enjoy what we do, please send the message along. But anyway, back into Made in Abyss.
Yeah, so we were wrong about
I'm
Faputa.
wrong. I was wrong. Thoroughly wrong. And I'm glad that you guys didn't really break that for us.
Yeah.
Like, we are now in this shock factor. Like, yeah, we found out what she was, how everything was created, and I was wrong, and I'm happy I was wrong because there were so many outcomes you could have.
Yeah.
And then
I was just going to say, the fact that we were wrong and we were still satisfied with the answer, it's a great storytelling.
Now, as we're watching that episode and we just fresh off the presses, Ryan was actually building an idea of what was happening, and I think he really just cocked back and slammed that nail down with that hammer.
Okay, there was the scene where Iramiri was kind of growing a little bit, and as soon as I saw her growing, I thought, she is the village.
Bing, 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 bing.
It was like just went off in my head. I'm like, we were wrong.
It was good.
You know?
I thoroughly, and because we paused it so we could discuss it a bit, and the more Ryan was talking, it was like, all right, yeah, I can see that too.
Yeah.
I definitely can see her growing into to protect her family.
So
she fed her family.
Yeah.
She protected her family.
And that's what she wished for.
That's it.
And sometimes the wishes, the reason why it works, a viewer pointed this out to me actually, the reason why juveniles work better for their cradle desires is because their desires are more pure and simpler. And because of that, she got what she desired.
Yeah.
It just so happens that sometimes the results of that might be in a way that you didn't expect.
And now that was a couple cradles of desire.
Yes.
Apparently it went through
there
like
are
three
several.
of them, I believe, that they Wazukyan actually found. And, he got to give him credit where credit's due. Everyone lived because of him.
Well, everyone lived because of Iramiri.
Well, correct, but he was the one that took those precious things that were going to die.
I'll give Wazukyan credit for being the measured, controlled,
he was
always
a leader to me.
Looking. Yeah, he was the solid leader.
Yep.
No matter what condition everyone was in the village, no matter how dire the situation looked, we saw what happened to Beloff.
Which you thought that you agreed with his feelings.
I did, and I thought this was a great representation of what someone in this situation. There would have been several of Beloffs, and the fact that they made it one of the three sages, and the way first of all, the scene where he sacrificed himself to Iramiri,
which makes sense because she was keeping him alive, and he hated it, but he needed it. It was such a conflict that I really could understand because we were there.
I don't speak Japanese. But that voice actor sold that scene and
the animators
emotion
with
in
the
it.
face,
oh
man.
my God, it was so
It was
perfect.
just like things were happening to him and he wanted to stop it so bad. Please stop feeding me her children.
I'm in misery because I can't say no, but I want to so bad.
And we felt that as we were watching that. I
in
thought,
this situation,
so cool.
A+ to the creators of Made in Abyss and how creative they are with their storytelling, and it is very dark. I mean, goddamn, Made in Abyss is like...
You don't think so? Because we brought it back to those initial things where, like, it's cute, it's fluffy, it's children.
Yep.
Nah,
it's
you
children.
got things just ripping pieces off and, blood for blood. That's what you come out for in this show. And I think, I would like, to see more things do things like this.
I don't know how they could have made me more sold on the origin story of the village.
Oh, I would take a season. We talked about this too. I would love a full season of it. I think there's a lot more into it. Maybe not a season. What we're getting now is great because this episode, it introed with it a little bit of the future or where we are present, and then back to the past.
I like how they tied it seamlessly into the
weaving
storyline.
back and forth
because now next episode happens and we're right back at the regular timeline and we're all at the same page.
Yuko was done her story,
and you know that the village is coming to an end. You know that Faputa, she wants to have an adventure, And it's no coincidence that Riko was the one that found Vuko.
Right.
Every person and entity that exists on this earth or whatever the world is that this is set in, no one was going to find her but Riko.
Or
And
like
I think
you earned it.
so. I believe now that if I'm right about this prediction, Faputa will be with the 3, and we will have a foursome now.
I'm okay with that. Now she's got to wake up, though.
It might still be 3 because I don't know what's going to happen to Reg and the promise he has made.
Right, we don't know what that is
If
yet.
Faputa gives Belaf a part of her so that he frees Nanachi. We don't know what that promise is and what that'll mean for Reg. I don't want him to go anywhere
Like, it's
because
a
I
lot
love
of
Reg as a
twisted
character.
thing, like, where you think, like, Belaf sacrificed himself to Imiyuri.
I say Belaf and you say Belaf. I think you're right.
Oh,
But yeah,
and
keep going.
It's, you know, now he's wants collections of pieces. Like, he knew the value of a child, like a human, like because they all were.
Yeah.
But now, like, I feel like he's kind of got twisted in this state that he's been.
I
in.
don't know if I think he's reincarnated.
He seems kind of scary.
Well,
like he's got an underlying, like he's.
But
got
he was
something.
reasonable, and he's like, well, not reasonable in his demands. He's willing,
Right.
like he's still conscious, is what I'm trying. I think what I'm trying
yeah.
to say. And Wazukyan is still the same person. I think he
yeah,
is the
I think
one
he's
that has
some
not gone through any
shady
changes.
motherfucker.
Now Vuko is lost and in despair and in sorrow.
She just got out of freedom after we don't even know how long it's been.
And Belaf, exactly.
You know, they
Yeah.
stopped aging. You would think because they became these hollows, creatures, whatever you want to call them.
Yep.
But it could have been 100, 200 years. Could have been 10 years. We don't know.
It could have been a long time.
Because
So,
Faputa was born like she is.
and that's
You know what I
crazy to
mean?
me that I was like, so the episode kept going. And we were like, okay, so the only question I have now is who is Faputa?
That was the only missing answer.
That was like everything else is answered now, but who's Faputa? And then you find out she's the daughter of Iramuri.
And at that point,
and it was like,
I felt like I
That's
finally
crazy.
could take a breath. Like, because we're in this pit, we're with this team, we want to understand this history, and then all of a sudden it's like, we got it.
it
Now
did feel like
we're
you were
back.
holding your breath the
Yep.
entire episode.
Now we're
There
there.
was no action or anything, but I was so glued to the
Intense
screen.
story.
Yeah, it
we
was
went back
so
a few
good.
times because
I love this show.
you know,
so
we just
much.
kept going back to see what happened, like when Imiyuri was actually moving and becoming the town, which
Yeah.
is so strange to me. So
She wished for the safety and well-being of everyone she traveled with,
did.
and the best way to do that is just encapsulate them in this like sphere
boom.
of
Right, because if you go outside
protection.
the town, you die.
We saw that.
But-
Man, the one explorer that just got popped.
Yeah, I got you.
My God.
And you got to think those things are still out there.
Yeah, exactly.
So like constantly and for however long this has been, Imiyuri has been defending the town from these creatures that constantly attack.
now and eating them
Right, to
and
grow stronger.
And now I have a question.
All right, questions.
Once the village dissolves, we know
Right.
it's coming. Does that mean everyone dies?
Now they got to get back up. It's going to get real treacherous, and I think that's where, honestly, this is where I think season 3 is.
All the souls that gave themselves to Iramuri to be able to go inside of her protection and her grace, you believe that they're going to survive?
No, I think a majority of them are going to get eaten by these creatures.
Gotcha.
But
See,
like,
I think
our team isn't.
I know the team isn't.
Right.
My question is,
Are
what
you
happens
so
to
sure
them?
about that
Yeah.
though? Like
I
you
don't know.
confidently said
I
that
did
we're
say
going to
that.
have this team.
Like this is not Made in Abyss.
Right, like we have
No,
things
but
that
what I
happen.
believe happens is everyone inside the village gives them because they gave their soul to Iramuri in order to have that protection. I believe that they go with the village,
like a repaid kind of thing.
like they all go together.
Okay.
That's what my guess
Oh,
is.
like they're part of her.
That's right. So they
Okay,
can't exist.
okay.
Remember, we know that they can't go outside. So if
Right.
it collapses, I think they all die.
Okay.
And then they're finally rest
makes sense to me.
at peace. That's just my guess. But
No,
guys,
I think
another
so.
episode of Made in
Oh.
Abyss, and this show is just knocking it out of the park.
I
for
think
me.
so.
I don't know about you, but
season
this
2
season
is by far better
just
than 1
wow.
because we're getting that in-depth
Wow,
look
wow,
now.
wow.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm
This
good
is
with
such
that.
a good show.
I mean, that was another
guys,
week.
As always, a like, comment, and subscribe if you like what we're doing around here. And we will, of course, see you next week
Can't
for the next
wait.
episode of Made in Abyss.